Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble News channel. You can relax and do what I think you should do, which is to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and put them on hold for 10 years. And I think these very long-term buyers are the only ones who could do that without any problems. Everyone, hold on a second. Everybody agrees that the crypto market never sleeps. But how do you pick the best email for you when there are so many? Bitcoin is unique because it is easy to understand and use. There's no limit to who can join, no matter how much they know about crypto or how new they are to it. Guess who is watching us now? Robert Kiyosaki is the author of the best-selling book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We'd also like to use this chance to thank everyone who put their trust in us. The best part is that it's free, and we read all of them. If you sign up now, you'll get all the new information for free. Stay ahead of the trends instead of just following them. Sign up for Bitcoin Zella right now and enjoy the new edge. Dan Tapiero, Managing Partner, CEO and CIO of One Roundtable Partners and 10T Holdings, talks about why he thinks Bitcoin and other digital assets are some of the best investment chances he has ever seen in today's video. Have fun. I believe everything changed during the summer. Larry Fink's statement that Bitcoin was a worldwide asset and an important global asset was a big change from what he had said 2 years before, which was that Bitcoin was a scam and a way to launder money. We all know about that fund manager worth $10 trillion. Not only did he not see those statements, but he also knew that it was going to be an ETF and that they were going to be one of the big sponsors. All 11 of those ETFs came out on January 11th. That has really changed the game. And if you think about the future, you brought about $50 to $100 trillion in potential capital to Bitcoin through equity accounts and brokerage accounts around the world. In the past, you had to either crack in Gemini or make a Coinbase account. There were some people who were really okay with that. There are stocked accounts and agents for everyone over the age of 50, RIAs. Now, all they have to do is press a button to get Bitcoin. We thought that would be strong, but it's been much stronger in terms of how it's changed people's minds in the space. I can tell you this from personal experience because we have never sold our funds. We now have 10 T1RT funds and 1.4 billion off. We never did direct marketing in US schools. We have 2 or 3 organizations, but they came to us through acquaintances of mine. Texas Teachers and Michigan's MERS Pension Fund are both big investors. We never tried to sell to them, though. New York-based banks are interested in talking to me about what we do for the first time since I came up with the idea for this fund in the middle of 2019. Also, it's really cool. I've never had that kind of back-and-forth question. And surprisingly, they're starting to move quickly, which for a U.S. institution is almost a contradiction in terms. Because of the ETF, their clients are interested in them, which is good for them. You may or may not know this, but we are the only growing equity fund in the world that only invests in crypto, blockchain, Web3, and digital assets. In this way, they know about equity and private equity. When we invest in companies, they get better over time. I would guess that they're making at least $40 to $50 million a year in sales. It's not really a risk. One last thing I want to say is that I think Bitcoin and Ethereum are well-known assets. Core assets. That's why ETFs will be used. The Ethereum ETF is also a big part of the future, in my opinion. As you may know, the other cryptocurrencies are more like business projects and are based on speculation. Solana might be getting closer to being a core asset, but it's not quite there yet. So I'm very optimistic when the slowest part of our world, the US, institutional world, begins to show interest, and I can see it for myself. Tony, I don't know if you've been seeing it because you're always sitting there in New York. You know, I'm in Greenwich, which is a little outside of Dorado, as I said before. The fact that a key BTC price measure hit its lowest level in 8 months has helped to restore a healthy sense of optimism. A well-known analyst at Wayne College wrote on X, formerly Twitter, on June 27th that the Bitcoin Mayor multiple was following the same old trends. Bitcoin is still worth $60,000, but the mood around it has become incredibly negative since its most recent 17% rise. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index is getting close to the lowest point since 2024, and there aren't many signs on social media that the average hodler thinks prices will go up again. The Mayor multiple, on the other hand, might be hinting that things might start to get better soon. The indicator compares the price of Bitcoin to its 200-day moving average. The number that is found is used to decide whether to buy or sell Bitcoin. Trace Mayer, who made it, first said that a number below 2.4 meant it was time to buy. On the other hand, the price would have to be almost 140, $00 for the Mayer multiple to reach this amount. The last time BTC just hit 2.4 was in March 2021. It's true that the price of Bitcoin has gone up from $29,000 in October to $69,999 now, but the Bitcoin Mayor multiple is at a level that hasn't been seen since October 2023. When students wrote about a company on the chain, it was a good sign that people were changing their minds and becoming bearish again, even though the price was twice as high. Extreme lows of the Mayor multiple don't always match up with bottoms for BTC prices. In mid-2022, the indicator hit its lowest point at about minus 4.7%, but the price didn't do the same for another 4 months, which would have been the beginning of the bear market. In June, people often argue about price strength because the Mayor multiple is not the only good buy signal right now. The Relative Strength Index RSI for Bitcoin has also fallen into oversold area over a number of time periods. On the monthly chart, RSI was at the same level as it is now in August 2023. A time when support trend lines for other bull markets, like the short-term buyer cost basis, were being broken in the same way that they are now. When the RSI was last this low, Bitcoin had been stable for more than 3 months, just below the important support level at 30. Joe, a well-known trader, talked about it in part of his most recent X post. It will now be 3 months or more before prices stay below 70. History happening again. I believe you already have the Bitcoin ETF, and soon we will have the Ethereum ETF. People who want to know more about Ethereum can read Antonopoulos' book on the subject. Programmable money and smart contracts are pretty cool. There's something you need to understand better. But once you get through it and understand why Ethereum is so important and a core asset, you start to wonder things like what's going on in the space. I know that ETH has Bitcoin in it, but what are layer tubes? What are RAWs? What are NFTs? Now people are wondering how meme coins could be worth $60 billion. What's going on? Even though meme coins are funny, there's more going on underneath the surface if you look hard enough. Then, because there are so many of them, they start to look at the companies in the same area. I often say that I know nothing for sure, but I do know this 99% of the time. Coinbase will not be the only public big crypto blockchain business in the world in 5 years. Which leads me to believe that many of the businesses we have invested in start to go public. People who are interested in cryptocurrencies can't wait for spot Ethereum exchange-traded funds or ETFs to start trading in the US. Some experts think they could bring huge amounts of money into the market. Matt Hogan, Chief Investment Officer at Bitwee, is optimistic about the possibility of these investment products. He thinks that spot Ethereum ETF will get a lot of money in the first few months of trading. Hogan said in his June 26 X post estimate that Ethereum ETPs will bring in $15 billion in net flows in their first 18 months on the market. Hogan thinks that Ethereum will be worth $15 billion after looking at a lot of different pieces of information, such as the difference in market value between Ethereum and Bitcoin, the international crypto ETP market, Grayscale's Ethereum Trust, ETH, conversion, and spot Bitcoin ETF carry trade. The analyst thinks that buyers will put money into Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs in a way that is similar to how much those funds are worth on the stock market. I think buyers will put money into BTC and Ethereum ETPs in a way that is similar to their market caps if they don't know anything else. Ethereum has $432 billion, which is 26% of the market,